Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, a discussion and review podcast focused on the Star Wars canon. I'm your host, as always, Tim vanautreve. Joining me, also as always, Josh the Tosh, internet famous Mason.
Hello.
And Jennifer, greatest mother on earth, vanautreve.
Hi.
Hi. You ready to podcast? We got some new equipment.
Yep.
New USB interface. The other one was...
I just call it a podcast maker.
It is.
It is not really a podcast maker.
Yeah, I'm the podcast maker.
Okay.
It's a tool that I used to support that end.
It's a new year, too.
It is. New year, new adventures. We got Celebration coming up pretty soon. It's going to be a lot of Star Wars Nerds Unite parties going on there.
I need to request those days off work.
I've already requested them. Oh, no, I didn't. I need to re-request them.
I have them off already.
What days did you take off?
I took off Wednesday through the weekend. But that's just... Our plans are still flexible, right?
Flexible. Yes.
And I just don't like working, so I figured I'd just take days off.
What are the dates again? April.
It starts on the Thursday.
April.
April
Thursday,
10th.
What? April 10th.
Or 11th.
So we'd go up on the 10th. If it starts the 11th. Because you said we had to be there real early morning.
Yeah, I have to try to get the condo an extra day beyond what I already requested. So that'll be a fun conversation. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Celebration and our plans, although we could. We're here to talk about a little TV ditty that came out called Star Wars Resistance.
Has everyone watched it?
I'm sure everyone that is listening to this episode
No, I mean everyone
already...
in the room. Let's start with...
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it months ago when I thought we were going to record about it months ago.
Yep. And then we had that technical glitch that I actually forgot about by the time we got around to recording, and then realized the technical glitch.
What is that? Just for the listening audience, what is that technical glitch?
So they don't think we're making this up.
It was a software incompatibility with the new versions of Mac OS and the old USB interface that we had. This new one is never going to have that problem.
So it's a problem because you have Apple products.
Sort of, yeah.
You could say it that way. The problem was the company that invented that device did not present it to...
They wrote a custom driver instead of using a standard.
Correct. Yes, that's absolutely.
And so then they have to maintain their custom driver as software changes, and they chose not to.
Correct. They gave up. So now we have one that uses like a built-in Apple driver that's super positive plus sign. So
that means it'll last at least a year and a half before it breaks.
No, we're good. This thing's awesome.
It's probably spying on us right now, too.
Which thing?
Apple.
Why is Apple? Why do you think they're doing that?
Because they're spying on everybody all the time.
Oh, Lordy. Behringer. We got a Behringer. We got a logo. It came with a sticker. I put the sticker on the back of my Lego Moleskine.
Came with a real hipstery looking sticker.
No, it wasn't real hipstery. It looked exactly like that logo there.
Yeah, that's pretty hipstery.
Oh, it is not. It's a triangle with a couple little squiggles.
What are you guys even talking about?
There's a logo.
The Behringer logo on our... Careful there.
Why?
Oh, I'm just manhandling it. I'm throwing it against the wall.
I'm not suggesting that
There's
you are.
There's sparks flying.
Oh, my Lord.
That looks a lot smaller than our old one.
It's not
differently shaped.
It's probably volumetrically similar.
I would agree with that.
It is shorter.
And longer.
But it is wider, I would say.
It's shorter and longer. Shorter and longer are like...
No, they're not.
How can you have...
I mean, it's not as tall.
This is width. This is length. This is height. 3 dimensions.
I don't know.
We're here to talk about Star Wars Resistance, the very first episode. Recruit.
Really
point out
evaluated this new podcast maker.
That we got this new hardware based on fundage.
Oh, yeah.
From Patreon.
Because when we first started, somebody had to
Amazon.
give us one.
Well, we borrowed one for a while.
And we never gave it back, and then it broke. And then we just got this one.
That's kind of how it went, yeah.
The one that broke was given to us by Jeremiah.
Well, Jeremiah, he actually donated it to Comic Nerds Unite.
Oh.
And so we used it on Star Wars Nerds Unite as an added bonus. And Comic Nerds Unite folded. Who's ready to...
tried to fold this one.
I did not
You've just about been near folded
on its
this
deathbed.
One. That was not
resurrected.
Me. That was not me.
I had to threaten you a few times.
Whatever. The podcast is back. We're ready to go. We're going to put out an episode every day.
No, we're not.
Don't even start with that, though. Don't get people's hopes up.
Okay. All right. So...
you should always expect a 4-month break between episodes from now on.
No. God, no.
And then you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
When it comes more often. Okay. So, thanks to everybody that contributed in their various ways, whether they clicked on that Amazon link or they did the Patreon or whatever. But that's how we are recording now. So thank you. So we're going to talk about The Recruit. And Star Wars Resistance is a new cartoon starring Christopher Sean.
Nobody of note.
Well, that's not true.
The guy from Scrubs.
And Josh Brenner. Niku?
Yeah, I mean, most people would not know him by name.
No. Big Head?
Yeah, I know who he is, but most people haven't seen Silicon Valley.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, not everyone has HBO. Shocker.
Yeah, but that's a show
but everybody has a mom that has HBO,
Go.
so they can get HBO.
I don't think that's true, though. Like, even my nerdy friends, I know a number of them that have never watched Silicon Valley.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It's like the funniest show
it's super
I've ever
funny.
Watched. But there were notable cast members. Oscar Isaac.
But those aren't like main cast. Those are
and Gwendolyn
that come
Christie,
and go.
Captain Phasma.
They're
Elijah Wood.
goers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
what
true
did
enough.
Elijah Wood do in it?
He played Jace Rucklin, who I don't think I've met yet.
Mm.
But there's also Anthony Daniels has a guest appearance.
Yeah, as C-3PO.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little tiny cameos, like you would imagine.
All right, so this is a kid show. It's geared toward kids. Cartoon. It's animated. It looks...
It's not...
manga-esque.
It's more...
anime-esque, I should say.
It's more similar to anime than any other style, but it's still very Western.
Cel-shaded.
It's sort of cel-shaded. Like, it's...
No, it totally is. And there's a lot of, like overly dramatic lighting. Did you notice how stark the lighting and shadows were?
I think that's just them playing with tools that they have.
Yeah, well, they played with it a lot.
Yeah.
Who's going to do the synopsis?
Josh.
No.
Yeah, he is.
No way. You do the synopsis. That's the way it works. The podcast. Did you forget?
He's been doing the synopsis for a long time.
That's not true.
He does the synopsis a lot.
She has this weird quality where she has selective memory. She only remembers whatever works out for her the best.
I used to do synopses when we did Rebels and sometimes when we did comics.
Mm-hmm.
But he has taken over for quite a while.
That's because you haven't watched or read or done the thing that we were supposed to record on.
Well, when's the last time you watched this episode?
About?
When's the last time you watched this episode?
I watched part of it today again, and I read about it.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Because I've watched it like 3 times, because every time I forget.
I forgot it too. I had to start it and stop it like 7 times today before I finally got done with it.
So it's a 2-parter. It was like a 1 hour.
It aired as 2 parts, but like everywhere online, they show it as one.
Yeah.
It was a 43-minute episode.
Yeah. But we're going to do the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
All right.
So the main character.
The main character is Kazuda Ziono. And you're introduced to him. He's a new Republic fighter pilot. So this series takes place
30 years.
It's easier just to say it takes place right before The Force Awakens.
6 months before.
So it's right before The Force Awakens.
6 months.
Approximately 6 months.
It says pretty specifically that it's 6 months everywhere I read.
And he is a New Republic pilot. And the New Republic is like a peacekeeping force, but not even that really. And his dad is like I can't remember, but
he was a politician.
Yeah, some high level, like works for a senator or knows a senator, like
thought he was a state representative or whatever.
Something. he's kind of a big wig in the New Republic, but not super big. Not like Princess Leia big. And so he's living under his dad's shadow, and he just wants to go do something exciting. And so he wants to join the Resistance, the name of the series. And the whole series starts out him going on a mission where he's supposed to be giving some information to a Resistance pilot, and we find out that it's Poe Dameron.
Poe himself.
And they end up in a little bit of a dogfight with some TIEs, and a red TIE fighter, which, like, if anime fans remember Gundam, do you know Gundam at all?
I built one once, one of those smaller models.
So there was in the original Gundam, there was a character called Char Aznable, and he was very well known for piloting red mechs. I'm not going to say all the names because I can't remember them. I'm pretty sure he starts off in a red Zaku. But so anyways, it reminded me a lot of that. The first episode of Resistance reminds me a lot of early Gundam. Just because of how starkly different the red guy is, and like they're placing him to be kind of like a big foil to the main character, and the fact that they both are like just scarlet red completely. They end up getting away, and they're on Corellian freighter. I don't know that they named it, but Poe is delivering the news to Leia, and Kazuda like spies on him and ends up seeing the hologram of Leia.
Well, he was starstruck with Leia.
But he should have never seen her, right?
Yeah, he wanted to see her.
Right.
So he kind of like snuck around
That's what I just said.
to get his peepers on her. Yeah, but he said he was spying. Like, it sounded like he was doing it on purpose.
He was doing it on purpose.
I mean, he wasn't like spying like as if he was a First Order
No, I
villain.
mean, he was being a nosy looky-loo. Long story short, Poe offers him a role with the Resistance, and Kazuda spurns his father's best wishes to join the Resistance, and he and Poe go land on this large platform, fuel station platform called the Colossus. I don't remember the name of the planet. Probably irrelevant. It's not a planet we've ever been to before.
Castellan,
yeah.
or I don't know how they pronounced it, but Castellan.
Maybe. So there's supposedly, First Order activity going on, and there's something going on at this platform.
Well,
and
he suspects there is. Poe and the rest of the Resistance suspect there is because the First Order, there's like strong rumors they're building this big fleet up, and they have to get supplies from somewhere. And this is one of the few fueling depots out on the edge of known space.
Right.
So that's where he sticks him.
And there's this old, I don't know, a rebel is the best way to say it, whose name is Jaeger, who he sort of convinces to take Kaz under his wing reluctantly. And then there's this weird green dude. I can't remember his name.
I said it. It was Piku.
Niku. Yeah, Niku. Who is a person who takes everything literally. So he's kind of an annoying character, but he's like
he's very well-meaning.
Yeah, he's not a bad person.
He's just annoying.
He just creates frustrating plot points because people who don't understand him and his ways speak in
and when he hears
slang
people
and
say things,
exaggerations.
He takes everything they say
literally,
and he causes trouble.
So
he repeats it.
The big crux of the episode is that Kaz is talking to Poe, and he just kind of says, "Oh, I want to be the best pilot in the galaxy." And Niku hears it, and he starts telling everyone on Colossus that Kaz is the best pilot in the galaxy. And this particular place is known for having kind of unsanctioned races. So there's lots of well-known fighter pilots and racers there. And Kazuda ends up getting in a bar fight. There's all kinds of shenanigans that goes on. But ultimately, he has to join a race because of, the local customs. He doesn't want to get thrown off the platform. So he has a race against Hype Phazon. Or no, he races against the...
Hype Phazon was the Greedo, as Jenny would say it.
Yeah, the Rhodian.
Yeah.
No, he... Toradoza. So there's these 8 big racers who you end up finding out later in the series are kind of like the defenders of the platform. There's Doza. I can't remember what his first name is, but the guy who runs Colossus, it's his daughter. Toradoza is one of the better fighter pilots, and Kaz he's put on the spot. He's like, you got to challenge somebody. So who are you going to challenge? And there's an old Imperial pilot. There's a Hype Phazon, who's this really well-known Rhodian. And then there's, other pilots that look very capable. And then he sees Tora, who's like a very young woman. And so he immediately thinks she'll be an easy mark. And so he picks her, and everyone just gasps because she's really like the best pilot on the platform.
And everybody that goes against her has died.
Yeah.
Or blown up.
But she's very cheery. She's not... Again, most of these characters in this episode and in this show are very well-meaning.
Yeah, she's very friendly, and she's not trying to
But still,
really
there's
rub it in his face. But she's very confident that.
Yeah, she's also super competitive.
There's just always this specter of doom and death, even though everyone's so cheery, to try and make there to be some impetus for the characters. I can't really think. They end up racing and he survives. He doesn't win, but he survives. He
flies a ship called the Fireball, and there's a big adventure while he goes and finds the parts he needs to repair it, and it's all damaged, and he's got to fix it up overnight.
It's the B plot.
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about the B plot.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I find most fun. And, you do the montage with the eye of the tiger. And
fixing the ship montage. Yeah, so the best part of the whole episode was when he was buying the parts, because Jim Rash plays one of the he plays Flicks. He's like the taller bird dude inside the shop.
Yeah, that's a cool character design.
Yeah. Jim Rash is hilarious.
Angry bird. Yeah, they were really funny. I enjoyed that whole scene. And then you try to gloss over it.
Only because it's not crucial to the plot. So he survives, and that's really where the episode ends off, where he's a mechanic for Jaeger, and Poe gave him, his mission.
Wasn't there an important piece about him hearing about somebody about some threat coming, like somebody was getting out of there before some storm or something?
That's a different episode.
That's the next episode.
I thought
Spoilers.
You were doing them all together.
We're doing the recruit.
First. Yeah.
The first thing that aired.
Okay.
But is shown as 2 episodes.
Okay.
Kenny's over here, arms folded. She's half asleep.
I'm just folded because I'm cold. It's freezing.
It's
in here.
pretty cold.
It is.
I need a blanket.
Nerds Unite studio needs some.
And it's 20 degrees out. We survived the polar vortex. It's a good thing we didn't record during that.
Is there a lot of other people from the Midwest that listen besides the people that we know here?
Not that have communicated.
There's people all over the
world. Not that went through the vortex.
I mean, nobody emailed us about the
That's
vortex.
what she's talking about.
Okay.
No, I don't know anybody from the Midwest besides John Best.
John J.
Chad,
Best, yeah.
That would be listening to us. Nobody that we don't personally know, is hey, I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah. Nope. I'm not familiar with it.
Nobody knows. There's a lot from the South, and
global more than anything.
It was awful. We could have died. Some people died.
Yeah, people die every day. It could be 65 in raining dollar bills and people would die.
There was a FedEx worker that had a traumatic head injury and people found him dead. They didn't know what happened. They thought he froze to death, but he hit his head on the ice and died.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That's great.
Ugh.
Why are we talking about that?
I don't know. It was just like, I'm just so tired of this winter. I'm just so sick of it.
This winter has been pretty crazy.
It's
been cold.
Awful here.
And we've gotten a lot more snow than normal.
Yeah.
And ice storms and like
there hasn't been that much
thunderstorms in winter.
There is up north. I keep having to reschedule trips and stuff because of how much ice there is everywhere I'm trying to go.
We dodged most of the ice storms. Like they were just up near 80. So anyways.
That affects us because that's where our babysitter is from, right?
Well, a little south of there, but yeah.
That's where the series kicks off and ends. The first episode is where Kaz is in place, his mission's in place. Get a little exposure to the environment he's going to be in. There's lots of mystery. What's the First Order doing? Who's this Doza guy? What's he got to do with anything? How is he involved? But that's the plot as it's set up. It's pretty low stakes, it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does feel low stakes, but I mean, he's hopefully finding out where the First Order is.
Maybe.
Before they invade the whole galaxy.
We'll see.
But
he obviously didn't stop the invasion. I
feel like Poe just put him somewhere to keep him busy. Like, yeah, here, listen, see what you find.
I don't think so.
I mean, I know he didn't do that, but like, he almost had no direction at all. It's just like, if something falls into your lap while you're here, give us a call.
Yeah, I don't know. At first I questioned why he would even send this kid who he just thought was a good pilot to this place, but then I realized that in order for him to like succeed in that place, he needs to be a good pilot and fly through the rings properly. Ugh. I really like. I kind of like the sort of anime feel to the first episode, where I really like the thing where you take a piece of junk and you build it into a thing that's awesome. That whole concept has always excited me. It's like the underdog kind of thing.
Sure. It's still a piece of junk. It just actually flies.
Yeah. You like used a bunch of crappy parts, but then you got to upgrade it. It's like the old Need for Speed games.
Yeah. Start out on the bottom and rise up to the top.
Yep.
Man, how many Reese's Pieces did you eat?
4.
She loves them.
Those are like my favorite.
That's why candy. I brought them.
I do love them.
This series, I had to start it. The first episode, I think I started it 15 to 20 times. The first like 8-10 minutes, I just could not even pay attention. Like that first space battle, I didn't care at all. As it got further in the interaction between him and Poe, I was just bored.
I couldn't get into it. I kept falling asleep.
I guess I didn't even say BB-8 stays with Kaz on the platform.
Oh yeah, he does.
Poe lets him stay with Kaz.
But once he got to the platform, I got interested. Like I was interested in meeting the new characters, even if it was goofy. I mean, it was really silly. Where he's throwing darts at some big, strong bad guy.
He's not a bad guy. He's just a strong guy.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
He's violent.
He's hot-headed.
He's the muscle.
He is very muscly. But you find out in a later episode, he's a very sensitive fellow.
You ruined it.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Thanks a lot.
He also sells little toad dudes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He gives one to the little scrappers.
Kaz trades one.
Yeah.
For his junk parts.
That's in the next episode, though.
No, that's in this one.
Is it?
Yeah. It's how he gets the parts.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well then. Jenny, you got any commentary on this episode? Other than that you fell asleep a lot?
I heard, we talked before about how like it was going to be like anime. So I was kind of worried like about that because I'm not super into anime, but it was.
How much anime have you watched?
I told you, I used to watch it all the time because my little brother was way littler and we always had Sailor Moon on and Pokemon and everything when he was little. and I just can't stand it now. But it was not like that at all. So like that didn't turn me off. I was like, oh, okay, this is not weird. It's good. It's fine. But I could not get into it like at all. Like I thought, I don't know if it's because I watched Rebels and like watched that for so long, and this is so different. I don't know. I just can't get into it. I don't really care about any of these characters.
I think that you would find that it was hard to get into Rebels.
Yeah, it was. Like, if you remember, I remember the first couple episodes. It was. Because I didn't care about those characters. You don't care about them. I didn't even know some of their names. In fact, we got bad iTunes feedback because we didn't remember some of their names when we started to review them. That was like when we first started. That was awesome.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I think this show feels pretty low stakes. I mean, compared to what we were dealing with at the end of Rebels, for sure. They're like enclosed on this space station. It has kind of almost a Deep Space Nine feel. Star Trek.
I don't watch Star Trek.
You never watched Deep Space Nine?
No.
Okay. It has that sort of feel where they're like in an outpost, and everything happens on this outpost. Like
Sure.
they basically never leave.
Yeah.
But Rebels felt bigger. Like they went
They
more
leave.
places. Yeah.
A few times.
I don't know. I always liked Kanan and Hera from the very beginning. And then I got to like Ezra a lot. I got to like everybody.
Well,
maybe you'll get to like everybody
in there.
here.
I know. It's just like super bleh.
Well, we don't have to keep talking. I mean, we don't have to watch them. We can talk about other Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd rather listen to some books or something.
Do it. Absolutely. Let's do it. What are you going to listen to?
Okay.
I got a lot of driving I got to do here over the next couple days. So
somebody on Discord was asking about some books recently.
yeah, everybody wants us to do stuff.
I would rather do
probably
books
never
because
do.
I just don't know if I can.
You understand
choke
that
down
the
these
time investment of books
episodes.
is on the order of 10s to 20s of hours, whereas an episode takes 20 minutes.
Not if you have to restart it 15 times.
Okay.
Just don't restart it. Just press play and watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I won't watch anymore. I just don't know, like, if I can get into, like, a hashtag resistance block for the next 2 years and be, like, all in.
Well, we were supposed to have been well done with the resistance block by now.
Well, no,
I was so sure that we were gonna jump on because we had like recorded that weekend.
We were like, it just came out.
Yeah, we were gonna crush it, and everybody, all our listeners knew.
I remember.
They knew.
I was like, I took off this semester. I got all this free time. I'm gonna dedicate it to podcasting. And you know what?
You didn't have any free time.
Well, no, I never do. But that correlated with something else.
What?
The release of that WoW expansion that you guys started doing.
Oh,
I've always played well.
Yeah, but Tim hasn't, and that took up many, many, many hours every week of his time, like for a while. Tuesdays.
You're blaming WoW.
Well, yeah, for a big chunk of it in the beginning. It was.
well, we're back. We're back and we're recording. What else do we want to say about this show?
Well, we got to talk about the next one, don't we?
No, we don't.
Why would we talk about the next one? Do you pay attention to what we say?
So you're just gonna stop because I said I didn't like it that much? You're just okay? We're done with it.
We
not even gonna finish the
We're
next
not going to talk
episode?
about more episodes.
That is both of the episodes.
That was
We've talked
the
about
recruit.
episode 1 and 2.
Oh. Okay, so that part.
Oh, good. We got through it.
That part I was talking about.
No, the part you're talking about
Is
is in episode 3.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that was in episode 2, and I'm
No,
like, okay, I'll get to
but
it.
So from a naming convention, it's in episode 3. If you literally watch
yeah.
the show, it's in the second episode.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
But when it first came out, it had it separated in the Disney Now app where it was 2 separate episodes.
Right, and that's how it is on Amazon too.
But it's not that way anymore. It is 1 episode.
I'm pretty sure it still is
no,
on
it's
Amazon.
Not.
He just watched
maybe
it today.
Amazon.
But not on Disney.
Or iTunes.
Okay.
So there it is. Star Wars Resistance.
We didn't review it
The
though.
Recruit.
There
I know.
aren't very many females in this show besides that one pilot.
There's the mechanic.
Yeah.
There's
That's-
Tora. There's the lady that runs the bar.
And how do you know what whether some of those aliens are female. Why are you imposing your gender roles on them? Silence.
They don't look like, none of them appeared to be female to
Hmm.
me. The ones that talked and
Okay.
interacted, like I just remember thinking like there's hardly any women in the show.
I mean, the main character is Kaz, and I think the secondary main character is gonna be Tora.
Okay.
There we have it.
That's how they're setting it up.
Do you like Kaz? I mean, like, so far his personality, like, I just don't care about him.
He's really vanilla.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, this whole show is just
I think you
bland.
will learn more about as you learn more about him. You'll like him.
Yeah, I
He's a
don't
lot less annoying
dislike
than
him.
Ezra.
He's
Ezra
way less
was
annoying.
really annoying at the
He-
beginning,
Yeah.
and he was still annoying later on.
That's like, at least in Rebels, I guess, there was a strong emotion of some kind. Like, you could be, like, really annoyed with him.
Man, on Amazon, it's not episode 1 and 2. It's just one episode. The Recruit is gonna confuse everybody.
Everybody's confused.
Once we get to the next one, we'll move on. But
We're just going to be episode 2. That's what it's going to be called. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to name it The Recruit, and the next one will be whatever episode.
the Triple
2's name.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I always did it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, I think there's plenty of. I've seen 14 episodes, so I know a lot more than.
No, okay.
Do you like it? Does it get way better?
I wouldn't say it gets way better. You get more attached to the characters. The story gets way more higher stakes than it is. I mean, right now it's like, make sure you don't, destroy an engine or something. Like that's the worst thing that could happen. But it ramps up as the season goes on.
And then there's little shorts. They released a whole bunch of little, like, 1 and 2 minute little vignettes.
I haven't watched them.
Oh, okay.
On what platform? YouTube?
Yeah, they released them on YouTube, but they're also in Disney now. Like, there's a lot of them. There's like 10 or something crazy. Anyway, I'm going to give it a 5. I really disliked the beginning, and the second half really got me going. So I'm staying completely neutral.
I think just on the animation style alone, I would give it a 6.5. I like the animation way better than I like Rebels.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's way more colors. There's contrast. It's way nicer to look at.
It's popping. It's popping.
I'm giving it 5.
All right.
So
I don't have anything like negative to say about it.
I mean,
I
you've
just
said
don't
nothing but
care.
negative things.
I
all
just
the time.
don't care. It's just like
That's a pretty
it's just-
negative thing.
Yeah. But there's nothing specific that I just dislike. It's just blah. So far.
Okay. Well, there we have it.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm going to read feedback now. And you too could be read on the air. Letters at starwarsnerdsunite.com. You'll get added to this giant Google Doc that we have. What else should we talk about? I guess we can talk about when we're going to record next off air and what the topic will be. Jenny's going to magically read some sort of Star Wars book by the time we're ready to record in like 40 years. Cat Doctors and Gauntlets. This is from Chris. He's the one that he's our resident architect that draws us drawings.
Blueprints.
Blueprints of your parents' house. Hey, SWNU crew. Sorry this message was delayed. It's been a busy week trying to catch up after vacation, which, by the way, went really well, except for the fact our plane from Vegas to Chicago was delayed. I was in Chicago for a total of about 20 minutes, it felt like anyway. I didn't get a chance to check out much, but I saw a restaurant from Wolfgang Punk and a giant dinosaur. Well, then you've seen everything there is to see in Chicago. I thought that was weird until I got back to Toronto and there was a dinosaur there as well. I'm just confused as to what dinosaurs and airports have to do with one another. Just got finished with episode 148 about Dr. Aphra. Let me just say I'm glad I'm getting the Cole's Note versions.
It's probably
Cliff's Notes version from you guys rather than experiencing that for myself. It does not sound overly enjoyable, so thank you for that. You're welcome. As for Infinity War stuff, I mostly agree there was some stupid things to drive the plot. Darn you, Star-Lord. But I thought it was excellent and can't wait till the next one. One thing I really liked was brought up by Josh as well, with the whole style change for each set of characters. They did the same thing for Defenders on Netflix. I loved it there as well. Also, do you not have seat choice prior to going to the movie? All my local theaters have it. It's the best. You never have to worry because your seat is assigned when you get the ticket, so there's no rush to get good seats. You should tell them to get with the times. Haha. We're too small. Like, there's
one theater that has assigned seating.
only for certain showings. Like, they don't have assigned seating for every movie.
Don't they at Rave?
No
It's just
way.
that we'll go there, that theater, so it's not that far away, but it's far enough away that it's annoying.
Yes.
Like if it's a busy day, it's like a 30-minute drive, 30 to 45 minutes. Because you have to drive
It's not 45.
It's 35
on a busy
minutes.
day,
It'd be
yeah.
35 minutes to get there. 35 minutes back.
Yeah, 35.
And it's just you have to drive through the middle of Peoria, all the way across
There's
it.
just 1,000 stoplights. There's
Yeah,
no.
it's so annoying.
There's 6-7 minutes from the house. There's a theater. Like,
Right.
I'm perfectly fine with that one.
So that's whenever we see big tentpole Star Wars movies, we just go there because it's way less. So like I'm going.
Except that's where they had the speaker button.
That's where you had your speaker pop experience. So like I'm gonna go see Lego Movie 2 tomorrow with Job, and it's gonna cost us $5 total to go to the movie.
I saw that. It was like $4 for.
Wait, what? Why?
It was $4.
It's $4 tickets, and if you buy them on Atom, if you buy more than one ticket, you get $5 off.
Just for that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nothing to do with the theater?
No. Normal, but still $4 tickets.
That's crazy.
I mean, one ticket
Why would they sell them so cheap?
because it's an old theater, and
Yeah, they want people to go to the.
they
movie.
want people to get in so that they can buy
sell
popcorn. That's how they make money.
Yeah.
And so the main theater that has assigned seating, when we went to the opening night, it was like $30 a person, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's because we bought it was supposed to have some special.
No, it was
Stuff.
you want to see the movie first, so we're going to charge you twice as much.
Yeah,
Right.
but it said that there was additional
Yeah,
stuff with
but it was all stupid. It was like 5 minutes of BS before it.
Oh man, that was the worst.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
That's so dumb.
Don't even patronize us. Just say we're going to charge you twice as much because you want to go to the first showing. And just be done with it. But you did get a free small popcorn and a small drink.
Mm-hmm.
Free, in quotes.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been like $10.
Yeah.
$8 if you just bought it.
Yeah. So we probably only got hosed up to $10 total. Because normal ticket prices are like $15 or $16, right?
For IMAX.
Yeah. And if we're going to go, you're going to spend $12, you might as well spend $4 more and see it on the bigger screen. So anyways, we don't go see most movies at that theater.
Mm-hmm.
And the little podunk theater we go to that's 5 minutes away and costs $4 has like 80 seat theaters that aren't assigned because there's only ever 10 people in the theater.
Right.
There's
in
a
this-
lot of theaters around here, and none of them are assigned.
Yeah.
Like, none of the.
But specifically for Infinity War, we went on opening night and the entire clan went and the children failed at securing seats because they were afraid. That's why I had to sit by myself.
Yeah.
Who did you go with?
He went with us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had to sit 2 rows
I
behind
didn't
you.
get to go.
Well, you may not have gone.
No, because you were with Max.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Nolan and Megan got to go in and
We told
Tim
him to
said,
get a seat.
go save seats.
You can't count on them to do anything.
That's what we're saying right now. That's why we had this fiasco.
They're
and
like, huh? What?
Tim took 35 minutes
I
to
didn't
pay for
know.
the popcorn.
Kids today are so
'Cause they screwed it up.
unprepared for life. Like, they
Whose
can't
fault
even-
is that?
everybody's
Nope.
society.
No, it's
They
not.
can't
It's
even.
our fault.
You should see
It's
what the
because-
kids do when somebody knocks on the front door.
My kids run to the door. Who's at the
No.
door?
Our kids like get scared,
Run to
and
their
they
rooms,
don't know what to
lock
do.
the
They
door?
just sit there. They won't get up. I don't know.
It's your own fault.
Who is it?
I know it
I
is.
don't. But
I
when
know.
they were younger, they
We've
went
done
to
a
the
we've done
door.
a terrible job of preparing them for life.
They're oh my god.
They're told what to do.
Nolan's had
every
a job
second of
for
every day.
multiple weeks and hasn't been fired yet. So you
Yeah.
should-
It's been months now.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it?
just several months.
Yeah. They've moved him to dishwasher.
Ooh.
They took him off pizza duty.
No, he always kind of went back and forth, and now he mostly just does dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Too many complaints?
I mean, he didn't tell us about any, but I don't know.
All right, continuing this first email. Finally, without further delay, I present the mock-up drawing for Feral Cat-Infested Detached Garage Barn and Truck Storage. It's a working title. So
Let me see it.
You haven't seen it? I have pulled this up multiple times over the last few months just to get a good laugh in because it's hilarious. Just for backstory, it's a super inside joke. You got to listen to all 153 episodes in order to get it.
This is
but
so
Chris draws our
close to
blueprints.
life.
Yeah, it's very close. There's no fence behind the barn. That would be the modification. And there's an alley on the right hand, like the right side where the truck
I feel like
not for
I'm
sale
having
sign
deja
is.
vu. I think that we
You didn't. You set up.
It says 100% dirt floor. 100%, not like a 50% dirt
Right.
floor.
You set up that it was an inside joke, but then you didn't explain the inside joke.
Yeah, that's because I told
He
him
wants
to listen
everybody
to
to
the
watch
episode.
100 episodes.
That'll really draw him in.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the drawing.
That's so good.
We need to describe more things, so he sends us more drawings. Caught up. Maybe he'll draw my door.
Maybe.
My janky door.
Only if he listens to the secret post-credit scene on this
I
episode.
forgot.
Your door. What door?
Nothing.
What's wrong with your door?
It's your house too.
What's wrong with our side door?
Oh, that door?
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay.
Oh, the obviously flawed door that I think about every
I
day.
still don't know what's wrong with it.
I mean, you know what's functionally wrong with it. It doesn't close.
Or open.
Because
Because it's stuck. Either way. This is from Randall.
Can I have my phone back?
What's up, nerd leaders?
Sure.
A few emails ago, I said that I'll be binge listening to all of the episodes of Star Wars in You. It took me about 4 months, not the fastest, and I'm sad that I have reached the end. Oof.
Oh.
Now I'll have to wait for a new episode and not be able to have episode over episode. Here's what I've noticed. Man, Jen, have you grown from episode 1 to 148. You have grown so much in knowledge and of podcasting. You've gone from being taught by Tim and Josh to teaching them.
That's debatable.
You have learned from having dead silence and turning to one of the most professional, unprofessional podcasters I know. Tim, don't let the two of them get you down. Laboring over the quality of the podcast and how well it is. Thank you. You're one of the best podcast hosts I know. Topping Gus Sorolla from Rooster Teeth. What's that podcast?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Josh, despite me constantly picking on you in my letters, you are one of my fave podcasters in the universe of podcasters. Your constant bickering with Tim and always cutting in during Jen's synopsises never fails to crack me up. You guys are turning out to be my fave podcast ever. Anyway, small science corner for Josh. What are eye bags? Waking up and seeing these dark spots under my eyes after late nighting it to study for mid-years are starting to scare me.
I don't know. That's probably a better question maybe for Jen. I'm assuming it's something to do with muscle fatigue, but I don't know.
I don't either. Jen, can you
I don't
science
even
us?
know.
Wow. This is the first science corner question we
get more
I'm not.
sleep.
I have nothing to do with biology.
Drink more water, go to sleep earlier.
But what is it?
And
he's asking what it is, not how to get rid of it.
You can also put a frozen spoon underneath your eyelid or underneath your eyes. I read that.
But that shouldn't that just make your muscles contract? But I assume he also is talking about the color.
But they're swollen. I mean, that's what it is. There's
No, I don't. I think he just means how like dark under his eyes. I don't know.
he
I
wants
don't know
to
the
what's up
science
with the eye.
answer.
All right.
It's
That's
just
it. Randall, I'm
lack
sorry.
of
This is the
sleep.
first time on
You gotta ask non-biology questions. I'm not a biologist.
We've done biology questions. Besides that, my time is up. Is it possible to have a release schedule? Oof. Okay, we're not going to read the rest of that one. Anyway, stay awesome and may the force be with you. Non-Star Wars reviews. Hey, SWNU crew. Christian here. I officially caught on all episodes of your podcast today. Thought I'd give my feedback on your Dr. Aphra episode, specifically the part where you reviewed Infinity War. Let me start by saying I've seen this movie 4 times and plan on seeing one more time this week before Deadpool 2 takes over the IMAX. I was super happy to hear your quick review. I know you're a Star Wars podcast, but to not talk about something so iconic like this movie at all would have been absurd. It was 10 years in the making, and it was everything I hoped it would be. I don't know much about the comic books. I'm strictly into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So like Josh mentioned, the end blew my mind. Spoilers ahead.
We're well past Infinity War spoilers.
My first viewing had my emotions all over the place, so I barely even comprehended that Thanos snapped his fingers. My mouth was dropped for the entirety of this movie. Anyway, I've tried to listen to other podcasts out there to get my MCU fix, but honestly, you all are the best. Maybe that's what we should be doing, reviewing Marvel movies.
Well, what would you do in the interim? I don't want to read Marvel comics at all.
Me either.
I looked up the puffy eye thing.
What is it?
It's from sleep deprivation. It just causes your skin. It causes your skin to become pale, and it just allows darker tissues and blood vessels under your skin to show through more.
From dehydration?
Sleep deprivation, and
still not an answer.
What causes it?
Fluid builds up under your eyes. I don't know.
Why? That's what
That's not an answer. That's like
something I read on a Cosmo article.
Yeah, exactly.
When I found out about my frozen spoon
I want to know what it is, not the symptoms of it. What is it? What causes it?
I want to know on a cellular level.
If that's the level of detail that's necessary to understand what it is, yes.
All right.
I mean, you have a baby on air that poops and sneezes, and it's way more entertaining than a lot of these other podcasts.
Ugh.
Yeah, what an unprofessional.
Oh yeah, Max
bunch
has
of
officially
podcasters.
outgrown the podcast. He's too
wild.
He's a wild
loud
and demanding. I can't do anything. I'm 100% his slave if I'm
only because
home.
You let it happen.
He yells. She will not let him cry.
He cries.
For 1 second.
Let him cry.
And she will immediately run in, and then she's like, "You're not doing anything." I'm waiting for him to chill out.
This is how when Max has to go to school the first day, he's gonna make you go. Mommy, I don't want to go to school. You go for me. Cry.
Stop. So basically, I just wanted to say...
he actually likes being around other kids. I think he'll have daycare and stuff enough by then that he'll be okay.
So basically, I just wanted to say thanks for giving Infinity War some review. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions on all nerdy things. I can't wait for the next episode. I hope we get one before Solo comes out. I already have my tickets for IMAX on the first weekend it's out, and I am pumped. Have you checked out the upcoming movies list next year? There's so many huge titles coming out, like Episode 9, next Avengers movies. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. Besides Star Wars, do you have another movie you're looking forward to? Sorry for this botched email. I've been trying to write quickly since I'm at work. Thanks for the awesome entertainment. Hope all is going well. Christian. P.S. Tim. I hope you like my Borat meme. I try not to post memes in Discord too much, but I had to share with you. Therapist says, "What's wrong?" Me. If I do the Borat voice one more time, I'll be getting a divorce. Therapist. And who told you that?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is tearfully clears throat. Me.
So what movies are you looking forward to, Jen?
I don't even know what movies there are. I don't ever get to go to the movies.
She watches trailers.
I don't get to go to the movies anymore.
More than she watches actual entertainment on television.
I can tell you what shows on Netflix I like.
You looking forward to Miss Marvel? That's coming out soon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks okay.
That trailer actually looked cool. Like, cooler than I was ever giving it credit for.
I don't even know any other movies coming out.
Lego Movie 2 is out.
I'm not super hyped for that.
I'm not too excited about that.
I'm excited.
I'm going, but
I got the Thricycle.
Oh, man. Great.
The Thricycle.
I just got a message that
it's
Max
so cool
has woken
looking.
up.
Max woke up?
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Mm-mm.
Is he going to get cancer in the next 30 seconds?
No. Are we going to be done in 30 seconds?
I don't know. I asked you a question about what movies you're expecting.
I don't get to go to a movie anymore. What's the last movie I went to?
You went to Solo. That's the last movie I went to.
That's the last movie you went to?
I don't go to that many movies.
I love going to the movies. That was I used to go to so many movies.
We did go to a movie. Went to go see Wreck-It Ralph 2 with Max.
Oh, that was the worst.
Why would you take him?
It was Christmas.
So what?
It's Christmas Day. You always got to go to a movie on
No,
Christmas Day.
I've never gone to a movie on Christmas Day.
That's what we do.
We do a
it's
lot.
a tradition. We
It's-
do
Oh.
a lot. We've done it every year.
Are you excited for the next Infinity
I
War
wish there were
movie?
Hobbit movies out instead.
Yeah.
That's coming out somewhere in the summer. I don't know many other movies that are coming out this year.
So yeah, I used to love going to the movies. So since I've had Max, it's kind of sad. I never get to go anymore.
I very rarely go. Now that Job is actually going to sit through movies, he really liked Paddington 2. So now he's
Oh, did he? I love that movie.
yeah.
I heard that movie. It was like the jam.
We
But
saw it.
I haven't seen Paddington 2.
Yeah, we all watched it here
Mm-mm.
together.
No. Paddington 1 we watched together.
We
I've
watched
never-
Paddington 2
I have
together
never
in
seen-
the living room.
I might have fallen asleep on the couch. Then.
We watched it with the
He goes
kids.
to jail. You don't remember him going to jail?
I have not seen that movie. I'm telling you 100%.
Okay,
So anyways, Job seems more excited about movies now.
that's cool.
And he's watched all the Harry Potters recently because the neighbors built a theater in their basement.
Did he fall asleep through all of them like I did?
No, he loves Harry Potter.
Hmm.
He's going to have Harry Potter birthday. He has his own wand. He's got...
Has he ever been to?
Did I tell you?
Yeah.
Did I tell you the cutest story in the history of stories?
Oh my gosh. Buckle up.
What?
So you do you know Harry Potter at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So he's watched all the movies. He and Megan played all the video games together.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. They've replayed the games multiple times. So he knows all the stories. He gets read Harry Potter at bedtime. He's super into Harry Potter. But for a period of time, he was like, he's very trepidatious or trepid. I think trepid's probably the right word about what house he would be in. And and so he's convinced himself that he's a Ravenclaw. And one day we were laying down, just Megan brought it up. Megan's my wife. She brought it up. Hey, we can go to the Pottermore website and, we can do the little test where it says, you feel a breeze in the forest. Do you think of purple or orange? And based on all these, obtuse questions, it decides what house the sorting hat picks you for. And these questions are way out of his league. Like, they're asking concepts of psychology and stuff. And so he's answering all the questions. And I'm like, I keep telling Megan, you shouldn't do this. You should not be doing this right now. You're going to upset him. Because he does not want to be Slytherin. For anything.
That's what Tim says I am.
He does not want anything to do with Slytherin. The whole time, he's like, I hope I don't get Slytherin. I hope I don't get Slytherin, Mommy.
Aww.
And of course, it comes up Slytherin. And he was so sad. He put his wand up on a shelf. And he just went upstairs and he cried for a little bit. And he's just super sad that he got picked for Slytherin. And oh my gosh, it was.
That's not the cutest. That's the saddest story ever.
But I mean, it's super cute that he's that invested in being a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, but I thought that you were gonna redeem the story somehow.
I mean, we got him a candle that burns, and when it gets to the bottom, it burns a different color, allied with one of the houses. And we gave it to him, and he burned the candle, and it was Ravenclaw. Surprise!
That's funny.
And so he understand.
Are you guys gonna take him to Universal?
Next time we go to Florida, yeah, we're gonna go. He's super pumped. He wants to go
awesome.
super bad.
One more email, and then we'll be done.
What movies are you looking forward to? You didn't answer the question.
Episode 9. That's the only movie I really care about.
Do you know of any other movies other than Infinity War?
Lego movie 2. I want to watch that.
We're lame. We're lame movie people.
I am now. Yeah, I didn't used to be this lame.
I binge watched a Netflix show called Russian Doll
Did you keep
never heard of
watching
it.
it last
yesterday.
night?
Finished the season.
You're ridiculous.
So I have to sidebar. Are you watching True Detective?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's super good.
It's way better than the second season, not as good as the first season.
I think it's different than the first season.
It's
way
really
different.
good.
I think the acting is better than the first season.
I like the acting.
the main character. He's so good.
The only complaint I have is that I just get a little bit annoyed with all the stupid bickering between him and his wife between the different decades.
Oh, it's going to pay off.
Like I just don't
it's
care.
too close at home.
No, I
So-
fall asleep because it's such a good show, but when they're just having these stupid fights over and over again, I just can't. I just like.
So I don't know how much you know.
We don't know anything
We've watched-
except for what's been on the screen. We
Yeah.
don't
Okay,
have
so
any
you've only
weird
watched the shows.
conspiracy stories.
You haven't sat
No.
for hours at night ruminating
We're not
over
doing
clues.
anything.
No.
We don't have
Okay.
any like charts
So
drawn up.
what do you think? You're halfway, a little past halfway through the season. What do you think happened?
I
Put it on tape so that we know.
really don't have an idea.
Well, the last episode that was out, you find out that the two partners like did something awful
Right.
together.
So what happened? What is your guess? There's only 3 episodes
they
left.
They might have killed the uncle, or they might have killed the mom and
What-
made it look like she
What
killed
happened to the
herself.
original? What was the cause? Perpetrators of the original crime. Any guesses?
No. I figured it was just. Oh wait, the end of the last episode led me to believe that the mom had something more to do with it.
But still, you're kind of lost. As
Yeah,
far
I'm
as
super lost.
Yeah, yeah.
I really don't know what's
have
going
any
on.
strong feelings.
I just know there's something weird going on with his wife. The
So-
lead character's
There
wife.
is
I think
something
she's
really
like
weird.
she's like super. She's like I think she might have had a huge part in it, and that might be part of why his memory's all screwed up.
So after the first episode, my theory involved her being involved heavily, because she is super off. So it has changed since then. I'm not gonna say anything because there's
Because you follow the subreddit.
no. So
that's-
something happened. HBO accidentally posted the post episode thing for episode 6.
the one that comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's like a
So
a
you
2-minute
found out
clip that spoils
something-
all the major plot lines of that episode.
So is the next episode really good?
I can't say the words I want to say. It's crazy. It's gonna be. You're gonna freak out.
Good. Okay.
It's awesome.
Okay, cool.
You
Well,
guys should watch
I've
True
been-
Detective.
I've been really excited. With
It's a really good.
True Detective.
Season 3 is
really
super
good.
good.
Yeah, it's great TV. Last letter. Here we go. This one from T-Dog. Another email to add to the backlog. What's up, SNW crew?
SNWNU.
I was burping. I understand this email probably won't get read for a while due to your busy schedules. As you know, I listened to an unhealthy amount of your episodes, and I came across a popular topic that we never heard the resolution of. What happened with your ice? Is it normal? Still garlicky?
I haven't had our ice in years. We don't have ice anymore. There might be ice.
Bagged ice.
There might be ice.
I am actually happy to report that
He
the ice
said this
tastes
before.
quite
He
nearly
said
no-
this
no.
before.
I did, and it
he
was
is
fine.
wrong.
And then something happened. I cleaned some old crap out of the fridge, and I found underneath the slider, I found this old box of frozen waffles that had been in there since
If our
the
ice
person that
tasted like
owned the house
waffles, I'd be
before.
okay with that.
And I think
they didn't taste like
that's-
waffles.
I think that's what it was.
I always was voting for cross contamination.
I always did. I always thought it was something in the freezer, but I couldn't find it. So I had to like reach all up in. I had my head up under there. I finally found, and then
There is
soon
no
after-
resolution though because I haven't taste tested
I have
it.
taste tested the ice, although
And
I have
he's-
not committed to drinking it all the time. I do drink it with my booze, and it seems to be okay there.
I'll have to taste test it sometime soon.
Okay. Great news to hear about Star Wars Celebration coming to Chicago. Sorry to hear Yana's going back home
Hey, Yana's coming back
to visit.
for 2 weeks this
in-
summer.
Oh, yeah?
in June, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
coming back the day that, like a year exactly from the day she left.
By yourself or is her
Just
family
by
with you?
herself. I can hear Max crying, I think.
Thanks
It's
for keeping me
okay.
going during the long nights at work. T-Dog. There we have it. Josh, will you clean out that document?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we've got so many emails still.
Yeah, we do. So that's the podcast for tonight.
So a month ago, you told me to remind you to ask a Science Corner question the next time we recorded.
Oh my
man.
god.
I did?
She did.
No, I did. I remember. What was it about? This is going
Oh.
to drive me insane.
On forever.
You got a crying baby downstairs? He's going
I'm going to have to
nuts.
think about this and then I got to go. He's screaming his head off. May the force be with you.
He's not screaming his head off. He's crying like a normal baby cry. Don't worry.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at benviewnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite. Josh.
Hello.
Ugh. How are we going to do this? What are we going to talk about?
The first episode of Resistance.
Oh, okay. So we're going to... That's it?
What do you mean that's it?
I don't know. We're not going to do anything fancier. Don't we have to catch up the world on Star Wars news?
I mean, there's not a whole lot of news.
I know. We need to talk about that. The state of the Star Wars. Did you see all those leaked images?
Yeah? Why are you looking at spoilers?
I couldn't help it. It was right there
Right there where?
on Reddit.
On which subreddit, though?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it originated on Star Wars leaks.
I might follow that.
You shouldn't follow that.
I just,
If you don't want to know spoilers.
well, I just assume most of it's baloney.
It's a very heavily regulated in that anything that's BS, they pretty much delete quickly.
How do they differentiate the BS from not
Because
BS?
the mods will ask the person posting the leak for evidence. And basically anything that's not been past that muster, verified, everyone just you can smell them out. Usually the more detail they have,
a lot of scents floating around on the internet.
well, there's just
A lot of smelly scents.
Yeah,
all right. I got you.
you can just tell when it's not it's somebody trying to pull a fast one.
Pull the wool over your eyes.
Yeah. Very, very highly tuned BS filters.
Hey, I bought on garage sale like $20 worth of Lego from some trailer park in East Peoria,
Oh, yeah.
and in it was almost completely all Lego, but there was some cool stuff. There's like a pirate set and some New Republic set that I can't quite place yet. I have to go through it all, but I cleaned it in the bathtub.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was this giant plastic bag. It was a great deal for $20. Like, it should have cost $100 based on like how much it was. And it was filthy. It was like covered in cat hair and other gross things. And I put it in the bathtub and me and Max washed it. And he kept throwing shampoo bottles into the tub. It was really gross.
I bet.
Cat hair is not my favorite thing. Anyway, I was playing with the Star Wars Lego and it made me think of that. Someday I'm going to rebuild this thing. I'm not even sure which one it is. I think it's Anakin something or other.
It looks like a Naboo fighter.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I had bought another giant bin of Lego that had this in it and a whole bunch of other sets that were almost complete. And I was going through and like trying to see if I had the whole thing. I could probably almost build it from this. And I'm sure I have the other pieces somewhere. But I've only gone through like 90% of that box. I need to sort them.
Not fun.
No, I actually kind of enjoy it. Like I used to collect basketball cards. And so one of my favorite things to do is like sort them into team and like player, and I loved sorting things. The organization of it relaxes me. So I do actually like to sort and organize. It's just with Max, it's like impossible to do any sort of sorting or organizing because all of my stuff's in the basement and he can't be down there.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's baby safe except for all the dirt and bugs that are on the floor.
Yeah. Did you get somebody to quote you on changing the basement?
No, I
Digging
didn't
it
take
out?
it that far. Jenny really wants to move, and I'm frustrated with my house right now. My fence always blows over, and the side door, when it gets really cold, the whole house, like on that side, shifts, and I can't shut my door all the way.
Yeah.
So when it was super cold, my door wouldn't even shut.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could do with hinges or anything else because, like, literally the foundation of the house has moved there. And then when it warms up, the door shuts, but my lock still won't engage
Yeah.
because of the shift. So now I have to figure out how to make my door move. It's a really frustrating thing because I have absolutely no idea how to do that. How do you change the fundamental shape of a door so that it fits in a new fundamental shape of the door frame?
Cut the door.
I guess.
Yeah. That's all you gotta do.
I guess. But it's frustrating. Parts of the house just keep falling apart. It's a nice house. It's somebody
It's old.
somebody that's retired or someone that just has absolutely no care needs to live here. And then it would be fine. But I think we're looking at newer houses. But I don't think it'll be a couple years before we are able to do it. Just down payment, saving wise.
Sure.
Because she wants like a McMansion. I'm going to put this on the end as a bonus track.
Oh.
It's going to be awesome. People are going to clamor. Oh, Jenny's coming. It's about to start.
You were gonna start without me?
Yeah, we've already
Yep.
recorded most of the episode.
Hi, Jenny. How was your homework?
Ugh, I had to. It doesn't matter. I have to do a
What?
SWOT analysis also.
Yeah.
Oh,
Strength,
alright.
weaknesses,
Objective.
objectives, and training opportunities. Or
No, O
No,
is
it's-
opportunities.
O is
and T
opportunities.
is
It doesn't.
trauma.
It's
No, it's
like
something else.
weaknesses or potential. It's like a problem basically.
Strength, weakness, opportunity. Can't remember what the T
I can't
is.
remember what T is.
It's like an external.
It's embarrassing.
It's not really that embarrassing that you don't know BS HR terms.